In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to automate these very viral and very funny videos that are blowing up right now. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is one of the main accounts that is doing this right now. It's called Dr. Pickle PhD. And essentially is this animated character saying a bunch of cuss words and a bunch of funny jokes to get his education across, which in this niche is all about your body and the medical field. This account started less than 6 months ago and it gets millions of views. It already has 2.3 million followers while also being educational and informative. And these are the exact videos that we're going to be creating today with AI and N8N. I'm going to be going step by step in this entire process to show you how you can automate this and auto-post it to your accounts. We'll be using N8N to automate the process. We'll be using Airtable as our database. We'll be using ElevenLabs Dubdub to automate the actor and Shotstack to actually render the entire video out, as well as ContentDrip.AI for the auto posting. I'll also be giving away this entire N8N template for free, so be sure to like and subscribe, as it takes me a while to create all these automations and I'm providing it all to you for free. If you'd like to support me and get support more on your automations as well as leveling up your automation game, I also have my paid school community where it gets you access to more promos and deals as well as more templates and access to me for your automations. Okay, let's get right into the video. Okay, the first thing that you're going to want to do is click the Airtable link that will be in the resources down below on my free school community. This is the Airtable link that it should be, and this is going to be our database that we'll be using. All you have to do is hit the copy base, and from here you're going to want to select your workspace and add that base. If you don't already have an Airtable account, it is completely free to create an account and we won't need any paid plans for Airtable to be using this. So all you have to do is just copy that base and then you'll have these actor and video tables ready to go. Now I'll explain these tables real quick. This actor table is essentially all of your actors that you want to use. So if you want additional niches, in today's example we'll be doing the doctor niche, but if you want to do a nutritionist niche or a history niche or a finance niche, any sort of niche that could go viral and also be funny while you're explaining it in a ridiculous way filled with jokes and insults, then you can do that here. And essentially all you have to do is fill in the field. This could be anything. Say we wanted a nutritionist like Stacy, like that. Stacy is a... So a description simple like that. And then your avatar image, which I created this avatar image with ChatGPT. And all you have to do is just make sure you explain that you want a green background, and then you'll have to get that colored background to add to the automation. I'll explain that a little bit later, but essentially all you have to do is add a avatar image with some sort of green background. And then with that avatar, you're gonna wanna match that with an ElevenLabs voice. So once you're signed into ElevenLabs, you're gonna wanna go to voices, and you're gonna wanna go to any sort of voice in here, something that matches the avatar that you chose. And you're gonna wanna go to here and you're gonna wanna copy any of the voice IDs that you pick. So say we wanted that voice ID, we'd go over here and we'd enter in that voice ID like that, and then we'd make it active and we'd uncheck the ones that we don't want, like the first one. And I'll just copy that avatar image over to the other one and we'll use that as an example. And then this is the videos table. The videos table shows all the videos for after it's been rendered. It has the rendered video link, which will be the video. It has the audio, which is from ElevenLabs. It has the actor video link, and then the stock images for videos that we'll be using to show some sort of background as the video is going along. And it has the actor link that links back to which actor that video is for. Okay, so now that you have your Airtable database, let's go over to N8N. Once you're in N8N, you're gonna wanna create a workflow. Let's name this workflow. Okay, I'm gonna call it the Vertical Funny Videos demo. I'm also gonna go back to Airtable and rename this to with a demo. Like that. All right, to get started in the automation, we're gonna do a on schedule, and this will be determined on your schedule and how many times you want to post a day. We'll just start with once a day at around noon. We'll post. Okay, from here, we're going to add an Airtable search records node, and you're gonna connect your Airtable account if you don't already have it. Once you connect your account, you should be able to see a list of all your tables. You're gonna select the one that we have here, which will probably be vertical funny video. And then from the table, we're gonna go to actor. Okay, now filter by formula, we're gonna want to just have active, and this means we only want the fields that have an active check mark, and we'll return return only 1. And if we execute the step, we should see just the Stacy coming through, which we only see Stacy. Okay, from here, we're going to start generating the script and the voiceover. So we're going to go to here, OpenAI. We're going to message a model. We're going to choose ChatGPT 5 like that. And we're going to first create a system prompt that will tell ChatGPT what to do. This is the prompt that we're using. An Instagram account uses AI voiceovers to explain how our bodies work. It uses curse words every 2 words and insults the viewer while still teaching us about the body. We're going to be doing something similar. We're going to be returning a topic and the full script of that niche depending on what the user puts in, right? So now we're going to enter a user prompt, and the user prompt will come from the description that you put here. So Stacy's a nutritionist explaining what's best to eat. So there is the user prompt, and then we're going to make sure we output content as JSON. We have to do that so that we can use these 2 items for their nodes in the automation. Once we have that, we can go ahead and execute that, and while that's executing, we can get an HTTP module ready. This one will be a post method. The URL will be this URL right here. Okay, once you have that URL in right here, we are going to create a generic credential type authentication. And then in here, we're going to enter a header auth. And in here, we're going to create a new credential. The name will be this name right here. This is for ElevenLabs. And then the value, you're going to enter your ElevenLabs API key. Save that. And then go ahead and rename this to ElevenLabs. And then let's save that. And then let's make sure that that is selected right here. Okay, so with that selected, let's go ahead and go to ElevenLabs. Once you create your ElevenLabs account, you can go to developers, and then you can go to your API keys, and then there is your API key. You can create a key with whatever access you want. The key should have pretty much all access. You want to access all of this stuff with N8N, so give it all access and then enter it in as the header auth like I showed. Okay, after that, let's send some query parameters. We're gonna have the output format be this output format like that. And after that, let's hit a body. We're gonna send a JSON body. The first body of JSON will be text and will be this script text right here, just like that. And then after that, we have to input the model ID, and then will be 11 multilingual v2. And let's name this generate voiceover with ElevenLabs like that. Then we can close that out, and then we can go ahead and execute that. And let's make sure we save. And while that is generating, let's go ahead and create an Airtable node. This Airtable node will have a create a record. You should have already connected your Airtable account. So all we have to do is select the base that we created earlier and enter in the videos table. And we're going to be removing everything. The only value that we're going to send is the actor value. And the actor value has to have the open bracket, quote, and then the search records. We're going to drag in that ID like that. Make sure there's no space between the quote and that first bracket. And then we're going to do an end quote and close bracket. Okay, that is our create record. We can execute this step. And now we're going to upload the voiceover to Airtable. That will be an HTTP request. This one will be a post request. Rename this to upload to Airtable like that. Now the URL will be custom to you. So this first part of the URL everyone will have, and then the next part will be your app. So this first part we want to copy into that like that. We're going to do a slash, and then the create record, we're going to input that right there. Make sure to remove that base. So it should be slash and then that record ID, and then we're going to do another slash, and this will be capital A audio like that. That is the field that we're attaching it. And then we're going to do another slash upload capital A attach like that. Now that we have that, we have to do a generic credential type, do a bearer auth, and we're creating a new credential. This will be your personal Airtable token that you get from Airtable. We can save that. Okay, from here, we're going to enter some JSON parameters. So the content type, that will be the first parameter, and then the value will be audio MPEG. Okay, and after that, we're gonna enter a file, and this one will be the generate voiceover audio base 64 like that. And then the last one will be file name, and this one we can just put in file.mp3 like that. Boom. Okay, and if we execute this step, save this, make sure that this gets added. So in the video tab, yep, we should see this audio pop up, and that audio will be the ElevenLabs audio that we are creating. Okay, with that, that is the voiceover and the script done. Now we're going to generate the actor character, which will be using this image to animate the script with that image, get this video. Okay, we're gonna do another HTTP request. This one will also be a post. The URL will be this URL. We're gonna create a generic type. This one will be a header auth, and you're going to create a new credential. This credential name will be dub._token, and from here you're gonna wanna create a Dubdub account. You're going to log in, so you're gonna go to Studio, and from here you're gonna go to account, and then this is your get API key. You're gonna copy this API key, and you're gonna enter that into this value right here. You're gonna hit save. I already have this saved, so I'm going to use my header auth that I already connected. Then after that, we just have to send the body, and we're gonna use JSON, and then this is the entire JSON that we're using. So we have a photo URL that we need to supply and an audio URL that we need to supply. And how I'm getting that is this audio URL is how we're getting that right here. So I just drag that into there and for that, and should match up. If it doesn't, all you have to do is just delete this and drag this URL where we uploaded to Airtable like that, and then the photo URL should already fill in. If it's not, then you can just go to search records, and that's the avatar image. You just drag that into there like that. Okay, perfect. Now that we have that, make sure we name this Dub like that. Okay, and then let's go ahead and execute this right here, and let's add a wait. And I like to have the wait for around 1 minute like that, and we're gonna wait, and then we're going to check the status of that video to see if it's done rendering. So let's go to HTTP request. This one will be a get method request, and then the URL will be this URL right here, and this will be the Dubdub ID that we get right here. So this is a 200, and then this ID right here, that's what we're supplying in this get request. Okay, from here we're gonna use that same credential type. It will be header auth that, and we're gonna select the Dubdub, and once you have that, that will be done for the status request. We're gonna make sure we name this though, like that. Okay, let's see the status. Okay, looks like the execute status is still 1, meaning it's still processing. Once that changes to a 2, that means it's completed the processing. So let's go ahead and add an if statement, and we're gonna drag in that execute status. This is a number, so number is equal to, and we're gonna have that be value as 2, meaning if the execute status is 2, we're gonna go through that true status. If it's false, we're gonna loop back to the wait, and let's execute that. It should go to the false. It's gonna wait again, and it's gonna check the status again, and it will continue looping until we get a status of 2. Okay, while that is rendering, go ahead and get the stock videos for the background. We can do that by, after the true method, we're gonna go to code, and we're gonna run some code. We're gonna select all this code, and we're going to enter it like that. This code will be available in the links below. Essentially what we're doing here is we're taking the audio segment from ElevenLabs, and we're separating it every 5 seconds. So every 5 seconds, we're gonna have a stock video, and that 5 seconds we want that to be dynamic. So that 5-second script is what we're going to enter into AI to get a keyword, and that search keyword we're going to be using to search for stock videos that will be for that segment. So it looks like it's finished and we got the actual video. Let's go ahead and check this out.
I'm Stacy, your foul-mouthed nutritionist, teaching your clueless ass about fiber, you snack dust goblin. Fiber is indigestible plant.
Okay, since we chose Stacy, the avatar is still the avatar from the previous example. Doesn't quite match up, but that's for you to figure out. I will of course leave the first one available to you guys so that you can see what a good example is. But that's what we have so far, so that looks pretty good. So once we have this, let's go ahead and run this code module. Okay, this is the 5-second script segments. So these are all of the 5-second segments and their script that they have. So that's perfect. Now we're going to enter that into ChatGPT. Let's go to OpenAI and message a model. Go ahead and rename this keyword finder. Let's make this be ChatGPT 5. Okay, and same thing with here. We're going to have a system prompt. This is the system prompt where we're explaining the instructions that we want it to do. And then let's add the user prompt. This is the full script. So we want the full concept of the script. And then we want all the individual scenes that we get from the code module right here. Because this link is broken, it's because we didn't name the code module correctly. So let's go ahead and name that. Let's go back to code and let's name this separate script to scenes. And then that should fix the link. There we go. Now we're getting all that linked up. Let's go ahead and execute that step too. While that's separating, while that's running, let's go ahead and search for split out. We're going to split out those fields once it comes through. Okay, I see a mistake right off the bat. In this keyword finder ChatGPT module, we need to output that content as JSON because this is not correct rendering. So let's execute that step again. Okay, that looks perfect. Now within this split out, let's go ahead and drag in this message content scenes because we're dragging in and we're separating this entire array out. From here, we are going to, let's execute that step. Right, we get 16 items. And now we're going to go to HTTP request. This is going to be a GET request. It will be a Pexels.com video search. And we're going to send a bunch of query parameters. So the query, first parameter will be query, and it will be this first keyword. For that, we're going to have orientation, and the orientation will be portrait, meaning we want the vertical videos. And then the size will be large. So we want the large videos. Per page, we want as 3. And then the very last one will be page, and this will be 1, like that. We want to have some authentication. We're going to do a generic credential type. The credential type will be a header off. We're going to create a new credential. Let's name this credential Pixels, like that. And the name will be authorization. And then once you create your Pexels account, you should be able to get your API key like that. And we'll save that. And then we'll make sure that's selected on header off. And then let's rename this HTTP module get stock images. Let's execute the step. And there we go. We have 16 items, which is 16 API calls with all of these videos. Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and aggregate this now. So we're going to aggregate it very specifically. So it'll be the first video, and then the video files, the fourth one in that list, and we'll be getting that link right there. So it has to be very specific, essentially, but that should give us the highest quality link that we can get. Okay, from there, we're going to do a code module. Let's name this get render JSON, like that. Now we have all of the elements to generate our video. Now we're going to actually combine this into one giant JSON so we can send off to Shotstack to render the full video. Let's go ahead and copy this code in. It's quite a bit of code, but if we did all the naming correctly, it should enter in all of the previous nodes and it should render us a good JSON to send to Shotstack. So we get the Shotstack body. So we have the captions, we have the video, and then we have all of the stock videos right here as well for each 5 seconds. Okay, awesome. Now we just need to do an HTTP module, and this will be a render video with Shotstack. Okay, and this method will be a post, and the URL will be this URL. We're going to enter another generic credential type authentication. This will be a header off, and this one we're going to create a new credential. This one, let's name this shotstack.io, and the name will be x-api-key, and then you're going to enter in your API key that you get from Shotstack, and you can save that. Okay, and then make sure that shotstack.io is selected. Okay, and then after that, let's just go ahead and send a body, and we're going to use JSON, and we're going to enter in that entire Shotstack body like that. Let's make sure we don't execute that step just yet because we need to add a wait, and this wait will be on webhook call, and the HTTP method will be a post. Okay, after that, we just need to add the post module. So HTTP request. This one, let's name post to socials with ContentDrip.AI. This one will be a post. This one, the URL will be this URL. And then the authentication will be a generic type, will be a header off, and then it will be your ContentDrip.AI credentials, which will be an x-api-key, and then your ContentDrip.AI credentials, which I can show you how to get right here. Go to ContentDrip.AI, go to your dashboard, you go to your user account, go to your API, and then there's your API key right there. You can copy and enter in that value right there. And then after that, let's send the body with JSON using JSON, and then we're going to paste in that JSON From here, you're gonna wanna make sure you add your accounts to your integrated accounts, and you'll copy whichever account that you want it selected. Say we wanted this YouTube account, copy ID, and then we'd enter in that ID right there to make sure that renders and that gets posted to that YouTube account. Same with Instagram, you can change that here. And then you can change your caption. This caption I set to the messenger model, and the content should be the topic right there. Messenger model content.topic, like that. So that's a good fix. And then the media link will be JSON-body-URL, which will be from that wait module. Okay, we're almost done. We need just 2 more nodes left, and then we can run this whole thing. So HTTP request, this will be a get request. We're gonna name this get hosted render, like that. The URL will be this right here. Essentially, we're just getting the hosted URL where that gets hosted. The credential type will be generic credential type, will be the header off, and it will be Shotstack.io. And then we can close that out. And then the last part is Airtable, update a record module. We're gonna choose our base, and then this will be videos right here. And we're gonna select the ID from the create a record, like this. And then audio, we're gonna delete that. Rendered video link. Rendered video link should be like this, and it'll be an expression. The actor video link will be this expression right here. The stock image links will be this expression right here. We're gonna remove the actor since we already applied that. And then that should be the entire update record. We can now save this. We're gonna actually play this aggregate node right here. We need to do that because the render JSON code plus all the way to the wait needs to be in one execution. That has to do with the webhook call and how the webhook call has to be within the same execution runtime for it to come to that same wait module, because that callback URL has to be specific. So that's kind of why we do that. So we run this aggregate first, and then let's run the last node update record, and it should play all the way through. Okay, it just finished the entire render. Let's go ahead and check out the video. Let's go to videos, and it looks like the stock image links didn't get rendered. I'll have to look into that. Let's go to the rendered video link.
I'm Stacy, your foul-mouthed nutritionist, teaching your clueless ass about fiber, you snack dust goblin. Fiber is indigestible plant carbs, no bullshit, that your dumb ass can't break down. Soluble shit dissolves in water, forms a gel, slows digestion, helps lower damn LDL by grabbing bile. Think oats, beans, apples, psyllium. Insoluble crap doesn't dissolve, adds bulky ass volume, speeds poop transit. Whole grains, veggies, nuts, you crumb-coated clown. Your gut bugs ferment soluble fiber into short-chain fatty acids. Butyrate, acetate, propionate.
That is the video rendered, and I think it looks great. It turns out fucking amazing. Now that we have that, I will be including the entire template in my school community for free, as well as providing the Airtable database for you to copy. Okay, this is the estimated kind of cost breakdown of all of the platforms that I just listed. And this is based on a 1 video per day upload. So if you made a video every day, kind of exactly how I scheduled it for N8N, this is roughly around the price range. So N8N cloud hosted or self-hosted, about $136 for self-hosted or $152 if you're cloud hosted on N8N. Rough estimate based on Shotstack, ElevenLabs. Shotstack has kind of a different pay-as-you-go or subscription, depends on how much you're doing. You save some money there, but kind of a rough estimate. So yeah, make sure you like and subscribe on the video, and check out my paid school community if you want extra help on your automations. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.